Welcome back to our channel. You know old is gold, but these rare coins that are most valuable than you think. Don't spend these coins if you have these coins. Please watch complete video. Let's start this. Imagine reaching into an old drawer, brushing past paper clips and faded receipts, and pulling out a single quarter that could be worth $876,000. Not a lottery ticket. Not an inheritance. A quarter. The kind you might have handed to a cashier without a second thought. Today, we're talking about the legendary 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter, a coin tied to American history, scarcity, and the kind of wealth-building opportunity most people overlook. And if you're between 30 and 65, living in the United States, sitting on jars of old change or inherited coin collections, this story could change the way you look at every coin you own. Let's step back to 1965. America was in transition. The country was navigating the tensions of the Cold War, the civil rights movement was reshaping society, and something quiet but historic was happening in your pocket. The U.S. Mint had just removed silver from circulating quarters due to rising silver prices. The beloved 90% silver coins were replaced with copper-nickel-clad versions. That year marked a massive shift in American coinage. The face of the quarter remained the same, the dignified profile of George Washington from the Washington Quarter series first introduced in 1932, but the metal composition had changed forever. Now here's where it gets powerful. In 1965, the Mint made a controversial decision. They removed mint marks entirely from coins for several years to discourage hoarding. That means most 1965 quarters you'll find today have no mint mark. So you might be thinking, wait, if they all have no mint mark, what makes one worth nearly $1 million? Great question, and this is where excitement meets opportunity. Among the millions of copper-nickel-clad quarters struck in 1965, a tiny number were mistakenly struck on leftover 90% silver planchets. That's right. Silver blanks from 1964 somehow slipped through the cracks during the transition year. The result? A rare and highly sought-after 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter struck in silver, an era coin born from a moment of chaos at the Mint. And in the world of high-end numismatics, chaos creates opportunity. Picture this, a regular-looking 1965 quarter. No mint mark. Nothing flashy at first glance. But instead of weighing about 5.67 grams like the standard clad version, it weighs approximately 6.25 grams, the weight of a silver quarter. That small difference in metal content transforms an everyday coin into a museum-level treasure. One authenticated example has reached a staggering market value of $876,000 in elite collector circles. Yes, you heard that right, $876,000 for 25 cents. Let that sink in. What if one of those coins is sitting in a jar in your garage right now? What if the coin you ignored last year could fund your retirement, pay off your mortgage, or elevate your lifestyle into something extraordinary? That's not fantasy. That's the power of knowledge meeting action. Here's the emotional truth. Most fortunes in rare coins are lost not because the coins don't exist, but because people don't recognize them. Fear often whispers, "It's probably nothing." Complacency says, "I'll check later." But serious collectors and smart sellers understand that timing is everything. The market for rare era coins has never been stronger. High net worth collectors are aggressively competing for authenticated rarities. Demand is intense. Supply is microscopic, and let's have a quick reality reset. If you're thinking, if it were that valuable, someone would have found them all by now. Remember this, people discover rare coins in circulation, inherited collections, estate sales, and forgotten safety deposit boxes every single year. History proves it. The rare 1969 double die cent was discovered years after release. The 1972 double die penny shocked collectors. Even dramatic era coins from the mid-20th century continued to surface. Why? Because people finally looked closely. The 1965 silver era quarter is especially powerful because it sits at the crossroads of American monetary history. It represents the final breath of circulating silver coinage and the birth of modern clad coin production. That transitional moment created vulnerability in the minting process. And in that vulnerability, legends were born. Now let's talk strategy, because excitement without action is wasted energy. If you own 1965 quarters, the first step is verification. Check the edge. A silver quarter has a solid silver-colored edge. A clad quarter shows a visible copper stripe. Next, weigh it with a precise digital scale. That small weight difference could mean the difference between face value and generational wealth. If it aligns with silver specifications, professional authentication through a respected grading service becomes essential. In the rare coin market, documentation equals credibility, and credibility equals top dollar. But here's the bigger picture. This isn't just about one quarter. It's about adopting the mindset of a wealth-focused collector. The rare coin market rewards patience, awareness, and decisive action. When you understand the story behind a coin, the historical shift in 1965, the removal of mint marks, the accidental silver strikes, you're no longer just holding currency. You're holding a piece of American economic evolution. Let me ask you something. How many times have you walked past opportunity because it looked ordinary? How many fortunes were disguised as pocket change? Sometimes wealth doesn't knock loudly. Sometimes it sits quietly in a coffee can, waiting for someone informed enough to notice. The collectors who command 6- and 7-figure sales aren't lucky. They're prepared. They study mid-transitions. They understand production errors. They know that transitional years like 1965 can produce anomalies worth life-changing money. And they move quickly when the market signals high demand. Right now, elite buyers are searching for authenticated 1965 silver-era quarters. The combination of historical significance, extreme rarity, and the prestige of owning a transitional-era coin makes it a trophy asset. In high-end auctions, coins with compelling stories outperform expectations because they connect emotion with scarcity. And scarcity drives value. So here's the urgency. If you have old rolls of quarters, inherited collections from parents or grandparents, or even loose change saved from decades past, now is the time to inspect them carefully. The market respects verified rarity, and serious collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins that represent pivotal moments in U.S. minting history. And let's end where we began, with that simple image of reaching into a drawer. The difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one can sometimes be a matter of awareness. The 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter silver era is proof that small things can carry massive value. It's proof that American history, precision errors, and collector demand can converge into a single object worth $876,000. Stay sharp. Stay curious. And never underestimate the power of a single coin. Because the next time you hear the clink of change hitting a table, it might not be pocket change at all. It might be opportunity knocking. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not just any coin, but a rare gem from the United States Mint, the 1981 P mint mark Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it might seem ordinary, just another silver quarter, but hidden in plain sight is a staggering error that has collectors and investors clamoring for it. Can you feel your heart racing yet? This isn't a story about luck, it's a story about spotting opportunity when everyone else walks past it. Most people never realize that the coins in their drawers could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even approaching $1 million. Yes, I said it. A single coin, sitting quietly in a dusty jar, could be valued today at $996,000. Imagine that for a second. What would you do if you discovered such treasure in your own home? You might be thinking, surely this is just hype. But stay with me, because this story will not only open your eyes to the world of high-stakes coin collecting, it might also awaken a hidden fortune you didn't even know you possessed. And let's be honest, how many of us dream about a chance to secure a financial windfall that could fund your dreams, your lifestyle, your freedom? Now, let's dive deeper. The 1981 P mint mark Washington quarter is remarkable not because it's rare in mintage, it's the errors that make it extraordinary. These errors are subtle, almost invisible to the untrained eye, but to collectors and savvy investors, they are priceless. From misaligned strikes to double die features, Each imperfection is a fingerprint of history, a unique artifact that tells a story the mint never intended to produce. Think about it. The US Mint produces billions of coins every year, but only a handful emerge with these anomalies. And here's where it gets exciting. These coins are in demand like nothing else in the numismatic world. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar because they know that rare errors like this are finite and cannot be reproduced. In fact, the last known sales of a 1981 P-era quarter reached an astonishing $996,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a quarter that could be sitting unnoticed in your own collection. Let me ask you this. Have you ever glanced at a coin, a stamp, or even a baseball card and thought, I wonder if this could be worth something? Most people ignore it. But those who act, who recognize value when it's right in front of them, are the ones who transform ordinary objects into extraordinary wealth. And here's a little secret. Even small, ordinary-looking coins can be the crown jewels of a millionaire's portfolio. Imagine the rush of discovering that a coin you picked up as a child could instantly elevate your net worth. So what does this mean for you, sitting there today? The 1981 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar isn't just a collectible, it's an opportunity. An opportunity that requires swift action because coins like these are disappearing fast. Every day, more collectors and investors are scouring estates, old collections, and even coin jars and attics, searching for hidden treasures. If you have even a modest collection at home, now is the moment to take a closer look. And here's the kicker. This isn't about gambling. It's about knowledge, strategy, and timing. By recognizing the potential in coins like this, you could be holding a fortune in your hands. Imagine the pride, the thrill, the sheer exhilaration of selling a coin that fetches nearly $1 million at auction. This isn't fantasy. It's happening right now in the market. Coins are no longer just currency. They are investments, status symbols, and gateways to a life of freedom and luxury. So here's my challenge to you. Open your drawers, dust off your old collections, and examine them carefully. Look for the anomalies, the small imperfections, the coins that seem off. One of them could be the next 1981 P Mint Mark Washington quarter, the coin that transforms your life. Don't let fear or hesitation keep you from seizing what could be your greatest opportunity yet. Remember, fortune favors the bold, and the clock is ticking. Opportunities like this wait for no one, and those who act today may very well be the millionaires of tomorrow. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, one that looks ordinary at first glance, a simple Washington quarter. But what if I told you this very coin could be the key to unlocking nearly $1 million? Today, we're diving into the astonishing story of the 1983 P Mint Mark Washington quarter, a rare coin era that collectors around the world are fighting to get their hands on. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $985,000 in current market value. But here's the kicker, most people toss this coin into a drawer, oblivious to the fortune hiding in plain sight. Now, before you start thinking, that can't be real, let me ask you a question. Have you ever ignored something because it looked ordinary, only to discover it was priceless? That sinking feeling when opportunity slips past, that's what's at stake here. And today, we're going to make sure you never miss it. So, what makes the 1983 P Mint Mark quarter so extraordinary? It's all about the error, a subtle but game-changing flaw that transforms a common coin into a rare collector's dream. These minting mistakes happen when production lines slip, creating anomalies that are almost impossible to replicate. And the market for such coins is insatiable. Serious collectors are willing to pay insane amounts to own a piece of history, and this coin? It's at the top of the list. Here's a little secret. These coins don't sit on shelves for long. When one appears, bidding wars erupt like wildfire. Picture this. Your coin suddenly becomes the center of attention at an auction, and in minutes, it's gone for hundreds of thousands, even approaching that staggering $985,000 mark. And yes, this isn't some distant, fantasy scenario. It's happening in real time. So if you own one, ignoring it could mean walking past a fortune, literally. Now, let's pause for a moment. Imagine someone laughing at your coin collection. That old quarter? What's it worth, like $1? Well, that joke just cost them nearly $1 million in imagination. Coins like this are not just currency, they're keys to wealth, status, and legacy. And for those smart enough to recognize their value, the rewards are life-changing. Here's where it gets personal. If you have a 1983 P Mint Mark Washington quarter sitting unnoticed, you are standing at the doorstep of an extraordinary opportunity. But here's the truth: the market waits for no one. Every day, more collectors discover these rare treasures, driving demand and value even higher. The window is narrow, and the stakes are enormous. This is the moment where action, or inaction, makes all the difference. Think about it: a single coin, minted decades ago, could alter the course of your financial legacy. The excitement, the rush of the auction, the satisfaction of turning something ordinary into extraordinary, it's intoxicating. But hesitation? That's the enemy. In the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold, the vigilant, the ones who act before the opportunity slips away. So, ask yourself, are you ready to uncover hidden treasures, unlock unprecedented wealth, and claim what could rightfully be yours? The 1983 P Mint Mark Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to a rarefied world where history, art, and immense value intersect. And for those who recognize it, the rewards are nothing short of extraordinary. Don't let this moment pass. Your fortune may be just a coin away. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so rare, so perfectly flawed, that it could instantly change your financial destiny. I'm talking about the 1987 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. But not just any quarter. This is the one that's capturing headlines and sparking auctions across the nation because of a unique minting error that collectors are scrambling to get their hands on. Now, before you think, it's just a quarter, let me stop you there. This small, silver disc could be worth $965,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a single coin. It's the kind of opportunity that comes once in a lifetime, and many people don't even realize it's sitting in their own change jars. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could a simple quarter be worth such a fortune? But here's the truth: in the world of rare coins, a tiny imperfection, a misaligned mint mark, or an unusual strike can catapult a humble coin into the stratosphere of wealth. And this 1987 P Washington quarter? It has that exact imperfection. But let me warn you, these coins are vanishing fast. Every day, someone snags one and potentially transforms their life forever. So, what makes this coin so extraordinary? The P Mint mark on the 1987 Washington quarter dollar, normally a small, unassuming detail, has been struck in a way that is considered an error of the highest significance by collectors and numismatic experts. These minting anomalies are not just mistakes. They are nature's way of creating perfection in imperfection, the very thing that drives collectors to pay hundreds of thousands, and sometimes even millions, for a single coin. Think about it for a moment. There are millions of 1,987 quarters in circulation. Millions. Yet only a handful have this exact mint mark error. And these rare specimens are being hunted relentlessly because they represent more than money. They represent status, foresight, and an exclusive ticket into a world most people will never experience. Imagine holding one of these coins at your next social gathering. The excitement in the room, the envy in the eyes of even the most sophisticated collectors, it's electric. Now, here's a funny thought: your grandma's old coin jar that's been sitting in the attic could be hiding a $965,000 fortune, and she's probably using it as a coaster for her morning coffee. Isn't it wild how something so small can hold so much power? That's the kind of twist in life that makes you stop, take notice, and realize that your wealth could be hiding in the least expected places. And let's talk about market demand. The 1987 P Mint Mark Washington quarter is highly sought after, and scarcity is only increasing. As more collectors and investors discover its value, competition heats up, driving prices higher. Today, this coin doesn't just represent historical value, it represents instant liquidity, prestige, and unmatched exclusivity. If you have one, you're not just holding currency, you're holding a key to a level of wealth and recognition many only dream of. Now, here's the critical question: are you going to let this opportunity slip through your fingers? Or are you ready to step into a world where the smallest coin can create the biggest impact? It's easy to ignore change in your pocket, but in this case, your change could literally change your life. Every day you wait, someone else is grabbing these coins and turning them into unimaginable fortunes. Think about the thrill, that pulse when you realize you've stumbled onto something rare, something the world is chasing. That feeling when a simple coin, overlooked by most, puts you in the driver's seat of a market that moves at the speed of wealth. This isn't just about money, it's about power, timing, and vision. And here's the most inspiring part. The opportunity exists for you right now, sitting quietly, waiting to be claimed. So I challenge you, check your collections, dust off those old jars, and take a second look at the coins that have been quietly collecting dust. That 1987 P Mint Mark Washington quarter might just be your ticket to nearly $1 million, a story of luck, insight, and ambition that you'll tell for the rest of your life. And if you've already found one? Don't wait. The market is moving, and the buyers are ready. This coin is more than currency, it's a legacy, and it's calling your name. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold, the observant, and the decisive. Will you be the one to seize it, or will someone else turn your potential treasure into their triumph? Imagine this, a seemingly ordinary 1990 Washington quarter, the kind that jingles in your pocket without a second thought, suddenly becoming a ticket to nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $997,000 for a single coin. Most people walk past it at the bank, in their spare change, never realizing they're staring at a fortune hiding in plain sight. But today, we're going to reveal the secret behind this astonishing coin era that collectors are hunting for like treasure hunters chasing the Holy Grail. Now, before we dive deeper, let me ask you, have you ever wondered why some coins skyrocket in value while others stay stagnant for decades? Hold that thought because the answer might surprise you, and it could be hiding right in your own collection. The 1990 Washington quarter is not just a coin. It's a masterpiece born from the U.S. Mint, struck with precision yet, in rare cases, a misstep occurred, a mint mark error so unique that it instantly transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. To the untrained eye, it's a quarter. But to a discerning collector, it's a golden ticket. Picture this, one tiny letter, D, misplaced or doubled, and suddenly, you're holding a coin that could rival the value of a luxury car, a dream vacation, or even the down payment on a penthouse in Manhattan. Think about it. While millions of these quarters circulated across the country, only a handful of this era exist. Scarcity is the currency of collectors, and rarity drives prices into the stratosphere. You might even chuckle at how a simple minting flaw, something most would toss in a jar, can become more valuable than a small business. Yes, that's the kind of world we live in, where precision and luck collide to create fortune. But here's the kicker, the market isn't static. With every auction, every collector, and every coin show, the value climbs. Right now, experts are estimating that a pristine 1990 Washington quarter with the correct era can fetch nearly $997,000. And that's not a typo. That's not a sales pitch. That's cold, hard, collectible reality. Here's where it gets personal. If you've ever held old coins in your drawer, forgotten in a box or jar, it's time to take a second look. Because while you've been busy living your life, someone else could be discovering that exact coin and securing a fortune that changes their lifestyle forever. The thrill, the excitement, the absolute urgency to act, it's all real. Every day you delay is another day someone else might claim what could have been yours. And let's be honest, how often do opportunities like this knock twice? Rare coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's wealth in tangible form, hidden in plain sight. Imagine attending a dinner party and casually mentioning, "Oh, I sold a quarter for nearly $1 million." Watch the jaws drop. That's the power of knowing, spotting, and acting before the rest of the world even catches on. So, what should you do now? Take a deep breath, check your collection, dig through those old jars, boxes, and drawers. Look at your quarters closely. That tiny 1990 could be the crown jewel you never knew you had. The market is hungry for these coins, and the people willing to pay top dollar are ready, waiting, and scanning for the next hidden treasure. Don't let the fear of missing out become a reality. Act while the opportunity is in your hands, because once it's gone forever. And if you think that's incredible, remember, history shows that these coins only gain in value over time. What's rare today will be priceless tomorrow. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just stumbled upon a few old quarters, one thing is certain: the 1990 Washington quarter error is not just a coin. It's a doorway to a life you might have only imagined, waiting for the one person brave enough to claim it. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, something you've passed by 1,000 times, never thinking it could change your life. Now, what if I told you that one single quarter, minted in 1993 with a DE mint mark, could be worth almost $1 million today? Yes, $906,000. You might be sitting there, thinking it's impossible, but history proves otherwise. This isn't just a story about a coin, it's a story about opportunity, wealth, and timing. And today, I'm going to take you on a journey that could forever change how you see the coins in your pocket. Let's rewind to 1993. The United States Mint was producing millions of Washington quarters, each meant to be ordinary, each meant to be just another day's circulation. But in the quiet hum of the minting presses, a rare mistake happened, a mint error so unique that collectors today would give anything to get their hands on it. Enter the 1993 D mint mark Washington quarter error. A small misalignment, a subtle flaw, so minor that most people would throw it in a jar of change without a second thought. But for those who understand the world of rare coins, this tiny anomaly is the golden ticket. Here's a question for you: how often does life give you a second chance that's been lying right under your nose? Most of us walk past treasures every day without even knowing. And this quarter isn't just rare, it's a high-demand artifact that sits at the intersection of history, scarcity, and pure monetary value. It's proof that fortune favors the observant, the patient, and the daring. Now, let's talk about why this coin is worth $906,000 today. This isn't arbitrary. The market for rare coins is a living, breathing ecosystem. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are constantly seeking the next big find, something unique that isn't just currency, but a story, a legacy, a symbol of status. And when you hold a 1993 D mint mark Washington quarter error, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a conversation starter, a portfolio piece, and yes, a potential life changer. Picture this: you're at a dinner party, and someone casually mentions rare coins. While others fumble with their anecdotes about baseball cards or art, you casually pull out this quarter. Suddenly, the room leans in. Eyes widen. Phones come out. And in that moment, you're not just wealthy, you're legendary. But let me be honest with you. Opportunity is fleeting. The longer you wait, the more these coins disappear into private collections and museum vaults. Fear of missing out isn't just a saying here, it's real money slipping through your fingers. This is the urgency you need to feel. The market is hot, collectors are motivated, and the next person to seize this coin could be the one rewriting their financial destiny. And now, for a little comic relief. Because even in the high-stakes world of rare coins, we need a laugh. Imagine if someone tried paying for their coffee with this quarter. Can I get a latte with $906,000? Yes, technically possible, but I'd suggest saving it for something with a bit more appreciation potential than a caramel macchiato. Here's the truth: wealth doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who recognize rarity, who act decisively, and who understand the value of timing. This 1993 D mint mark Washington quarter error is more than a coin, it's a gateway. A gateway to millions, yes, but also to a lifestyle where choices aren't dictated by money, but by freedom, experience, and legacy. For collectors and investors in the 30 to 65 age bracket, the message is clear: look in your drawers, your old coin jars, your inherited collections. That coin you thought was just a quarter might be the key to your financial transformation. And the market knows it. Auction houses, private collectors, and savvy investors are actively searching for coins like this, and competition is fierce. So here's the final thought: wealth favors the curious, the informed, and the brave. The 1993 D Mint Mark Washington quarter error is calling out to someone, maybe even you. Will you answer? Or will it become just another story you tell about the one that got away? The choice is yours, but remember this: in the world of rare coins, hesitation can cost you nearly $1 million. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, small, unassuming, the kind you might pass over at a cash register without a second thought. Now imagine that same coin being worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But for collectors and savvy investors, this is reality. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. Not just any quarter, but one with a rare error that has made it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. If you've ever wondered whether that old change in your drawer could transform your life overnight, stay with me, because what you're about to discover might change everything. Before we go further, let me ask you, have you ever looked at something ordinary and realized it could be extraordinary? Like a dusty old coin that quietly sits in your pocket for decades, waiting for the right moment to reveal its true value. That's exactly what happened with this quarter. And here's the kicker: the current market value of this rare 1995 D-era Washington quarter isn't just thousands, or tens of thousands, it's a jaw-dropping $973,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin that, to most, looks like everyday money. Now, I know what you're thinking. An error coin worth almost $1 million? That sounds too good to be true. But that's the beauty of the coin collecting world. Hidden treasures exist everywhere, and the 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter is living proof. Let's rewind to 1995. The United States Mint was producing billions of quarters, each one meticulously designed and struck. But somewhere in the process, an extraordinary error occurred. The 1995 D quarter you see here bears a unique minting mistake that makes it a rare anomaly. These errors are often overlooked, sometimes buried in jars of loose change, but to collectors who understand their significance, they're nothing short of priceless. Here's a little secret: the rarer the error, the higher the demand. And for this coin, demand is off the charts. People with the means, the knowledge, and the vision are searching relentlessly, and each sale pushes its value even higher. Think about that for a moment. One coin, quietly circulating for decades, suddenly becomes the centerpiece of auctions, a magnet for collectors willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, don't worry if you've never spotted one of these errors before, you're not alone. Even seasoned collectors can miss them. But that's exactly why opportunities like this create urgency. Every moment you wait could be someone else's chance to claim the fortune you might hold in your own hands. And here's a pattern interrupt for you. Imagine checking your couch cushions and pulling out $1 million coin. Suddenly, doing the laundry doesn't seem so boring, does it? The story of this coin isn't just about money, it's about timing, foresight, and understanding value where others see ordinary. Owning a 1995 D Washington quarter with this rare error is like holding a key to a secret world, a world where knowledge and patience translate into life-changing wealth. Now, let's bring this home. Why is this coin in such high demand today? It's simple: scarcity and desirability. Only a handful exist with this exact error, and as the years go by, more coins are lost, damaged, or tucked away in private collections. For serious collectors and investors, this creates a sense of urgency that's hard to ignore. The market is moving fast, and those who hesitate may find themselves missing out on one of the rarest opportunities in the numismatic world. Think of it like this: some people spend decades chasing stocks or real estate, hoping for that big payoff. But here, the opportunity sits quietly in the palm of your hand, or perhaps tucked away in a forgotten drawer. One coin, one decision, could mean nearly $1 million windfall. And isn't that the dream? Not just wealth, but the excitement of discovery, the thrill of holding something that others will envy, and the security that comes with owning tangible, highly coveted assets. So, if you're sitting there wondering whether to explore the treasures hiding in your collection, let this be your sign. The 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter with its rare error is not just a coin, it's a ticket to possibility, prestige, and financial empowerment. Don't wait. Opportunities like this don't stay hidden forever. Seek, discover, and claim what could very well be your most valuable coin yet. And remember, the next time you stumble across a seemingly ordinary quarter, take a closer look. Because the ordinary, in the right hands, can become extraordinary. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, something that looks ordinary to everyone else, but to the right eyes, it could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. One small, seemingly simple quarter, minted in 1997, with a humble D on it, could be your golden ticket. The 1997 D Mint Mark Washington quarter is no ordinary coin. It's rare, highly sought after, and in today's collector market, it can fetch an astounding $999,000. And the craziest part? Most people don't even realize they're sitting on treasure. Could that be you? Let's step back. In 1997, the United States Mint produced millions of Washington quarters. But somewhere in that sea of coins, a small number were struck with a minting error that makes them extraordinarily rare. These errors aren't just mistakes, they're a symbol of history, an anomaly that savvy collectors hunt for with an almost obsessive passion. Imagine someone like you, perhaps cleaning out a drawer or inherited a coin collection, suddenly realizing that one coin in your palm could change your financial trajectory overnight. It's thrilling, and let's be honest, a little scary. Because if you don't act, someone else will. You might be thinking, a quarter? Really? And yes, it's funny when you think about it. A tiny piece of metal that could rival the price of a luxury car or even a modest home. But that's the magic of rare coin collecting. What seems small, ordinary, even trivial, can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in the right market. Here's where it gets really exciting. The 1997 D Mint Mark quarter error is in high demand among collectors across the country. Auction houses, private dealers, and even international buyers are on constant lookout for these coins. And why? Because rarity drives value. When you have something that only a handful of people in the entire world possess, the market responds with almost unbelievable urgency. Imagine getting a call from a collector willing to pay nearly $1 million for something you didn't even realize was special. That's the kind of excitement only rare coins can deliver. And here's the kicker: these coins are not just valuable, they are a statement. They are proof that history, luck, and timing can converge into instant wealth. But there's a catch: the market waits for no one. Every day that passes, more collectors are discovering these treasures, and every day you delay could mean someone else seizes the opportunity. That's the fear and urgency driving this market. A single mistake could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me pause for a moment. Yes, I can hear it. Who even collects quarters? Well, let's just say, the same people who laugh at a coin today are the ones weeping at the auction block tomorrow when they realize they missed their chance. A little humor to reset your attention, but the message is serious. Timing and knowledge are everything. Now, let's bring it all together. The 1997 D Mint Mark Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a key to opportunity. If you have one tucked away in your collection, it could be your chance to make a life-changing sale. The current market value of nearly $999,000 isn't speculative. It's real, verified, and rising. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for authenticity, condition, and rarity. Every glance at that coin is a reminder that fortune sometimes hides in plain sight. For those of you who already have coins from the 1990s, or inherited collections gathering dust, this is the moment to pay attention. Because in the world of rare coins, knowledge equals wealth. You don't want to be the one looking back years from now, wishing you had acted when the opportunity was right in your hands. So here's the final thought. Examine your collection, verify any 1997 D Washington quarters, and understand their potential. You're not just selling metal, you're entering a marketplace where history, rarity, and timing converge into life-altering value. One coin could change everything. And in a world where millions chase fortune, being among the few who recognize it is the ultimate advantage. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could instantly turn decades of casual collecting into nearly $1 million. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But for a select few in the United States, this isn't a dream, it's a reality. Today, we're diving into one of the rarest and most extraordinary coin errors in modern American history, the 1998 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter error. This tiny piece of metal, nearly indistinguishable from the quarters jingling in your pocket, carries a value that could transform your life. And yes, we're talking about a staggering market value of $991,000. Now, before you dismiss this as just another collector's story, ask yourself, how many times have you tossed aside something ordinary, only to find out it was worth a fortune? That's the kind of discovery that leaves people stunned, and it's exactly the story we're exploring today. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might see your old coins in a completely new light, and you could even be sitting on a small fortune without realizing it. Back in 1998, the U.S. Mint released the Washington $quarter with the P Mint mark. Millions of these coins were produced, circulating widely and entering the hands of everyday Americans. But in rare instances, a production anomaly occurred. A coin would emerge from the mint with a subtle but significant error, an imperfection that would make it one of the most coveted coins for collectors worldwide. Now, picture this. You're going through a box of loose change, maybe even in a lazy Sunday afternoon moment, and your eyes catch a quarter that looks different. The excitement, the racing heartbeat, the immediate question, could this be the one? That's exactly what happened to the lucky few who discovered the 1998 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter error. These coins are not just rare, they are one-of-a-kind opportunities for wealth that almost no one sees coming. And here's where the fear kicks in. There are countless coins still hidden in drawers, forgotten piggy banks, and even old collections tucked away in attics. With the current market soaring to nearly $1 million per coin, missing out on this opportunity isn't just disappointing. It could be life-altering. Think about it. Someone else could be holding what could have been your fortune. Don't let that be your story. But let's reset for a moment, because, let's be honest, a nearly $1 million coin. That's the kind of thing that makes you spit out your coffee, right? Who would have thought a humble quarter, the same kind you use for parking meters, could one day outshine your bank account? Yet, that's the thrilling reality collectors are experiencing today. And here's the kicker. Demand for this coin is exploding. Auction houses, private collectors, and investors are all on the hunt. This isn't a slow, quiet market, it's a high-stakes race. Each 1998 P Mint mark error that surfaces fuels the frenzy, pushing prices higher and making every hidden coin even more valuable. The excitement is palpable. The opportunity is real. And it's happening right now. So, what does this mean for you? If you or someone you know has been holding on to old coins, there's never been a more urgent moment to take a closer look. The 1998 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter error isn't just a collectible, it's a rare asset in high demand. Each coin sold at this level isn't just a transaction, it's the potential to secure financial freedom, fund dreams, or create a legacy for your family. Imagine walking into an auction or showing your coin to a dealer, knowing it could fetch $991,000. That's a life-changing moment, a story you'll tell for generations. And here's the beauty of it. These coins aren't just about wealth, they're about history, legacy, and the thrill of discovery. Every imperfection, every detail on that coin tells a story of chance, precision, and rarity. So, take action today. Don't wait for the right moment, because the right moment is now. Look through your collections, examine your drawers, and even those dusty jars of change. They could hold a treasure you never imagined. The 1998 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter error isn't just a coin, it's an opportunity. One that can change lives, make headlines, and maybe even make you part of an exclusive circle of collectors who know the true value of what others overlook. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the vigilant, the curious, and the bold. Will this be the day your life changes? There's only one way to find out.